Hello, hello. Are we live? Can you guys hear me? The pay at the cafe is trash. You'll find out. You'll find out. I don't know. You might not get paid in, say, you might get paid in tips or other ways. It's fine. It's fine. All right. All right. Just checking the health of the stream here before we get going. Welcome in. We can hear you. Good. All right. See, I'm learning. Look at that. We even have a chat overlay now. I had a friend of mine actually teach me how to do some streamer things, which is pretty wild, Like now I'm looking a little bit more majestic. Get over here, you window. Okay, gotta just pull it back in so I can read chat. All right, and actually look like I'm looking at you. Beautiful head. Not quite, actually. I know this isn't what you expected. You wanted to see Maid strings right away, but everyone knows that you can't lead off with the big reveal. You can't lead off with the big surprise. We're gonna take a little bit here just to chat, talk about what's going to happen today at the stream, how a live hypnosis stream might actually look, or what it's going to entail. So we're gonna chat a little bit, and then we'll get to Maid strings. I promise. Maid strings is coming. The head maid is here. We're actually in the Maid Cafe right now. You just can't tell because I'm at the red casting couch. I mean, a red couch, just to talk and break down what's going to happen first and make sure the stream is working. But yeah, pretty strings. Yay, thank you. Oh, also, if anyone ends up subscribing or doing anything, I do also have an alert box. I think that will show up right about here as well. Again, I'm upgrading my stream, upgrading my setup. It's looking a lot better. This is your first time streaming, first time catching one. Can't wait. Long way, good stream. Yeah, real job calls. No, okay, bye, Tom. But thank you for coming. Not my first time streaming, but I think what is this? My fourth stream. So I'm still very much in the learning phase of how to stream, like how to run all of OBS, which I luckily had a crash course. Again, I have a friend who used to do a lot of streaming who was able to kind of walk me through quite a bit of how this actually works and how to set up different scenes and that starting soon screen that you saw before it went, like how to work all of that, how to get stream elements. I hate that it's mirrored right now. It's freaking me out. But yeah, welcome in. So I just definitely wanted to greet everybody, get everybody in, make sure they're all here, and then we can go ahead and get started with the Maid roleplay. So with the Maid roleplay, I've been working on the new Abby, the new Maid Abby, and a couple new assets that I've never used before. So I'm hoping you end up really liking it, and I'm hoping it goes over really well because it took me a while to figure out. I ran into a few bumps, a few things, but I'm really excited how it turned out. I have a really good scene planned. I have, again, some fun assets to work with and an absolutely beautiful, beautiful Maid outfit that you guys are going to absolutely enjoy. So yeah. Can I have a hot cocoa? Ooh, we have tea. Hot tea, cold tea. We've got boba tea actually too, somewhere in the back. I don't know about hot chocolate, but maybe. We do aim to please here at the Spiral Cafe. Wait, this is a cafe. It is a cafe. This is the back office of the cafe that we're just doing our little initial breakdown for. So don't worry about that. We will be getting to the actual cafe where our esteemed guests are served. And of course, that's also where you'll find the head maid. Do you like mini cakes? I do like mini cakes. Can I get a brainwash special? Yes, you can. Have you ever wanted to be a maid, Wiggly? That's the question that is at hand. Have you ever wanted to be a maid? Have you ever wanted to work at a maid cafe? Have you ever wanted to be brainwashed into a good maid that serves their esteemed guests with a smile and a cheerful attitude and makes them want to come back by, just being very cute and persuasive and maybe a little hypnotic. I don't know. It's up to that. No, let me be hypnotized. No one's getting sacrificed. I don't know where this story started in the chat that I'm going to be sacrificing somebody. Nobody's getting sacrificed, but Anybody who's watching will end up experiencing some live hypnosis. So that's the other thing I wanted to break down before we begin, is that this stream is going to feature some live hypnosis, which means we have to do a little bit of a pre-talk. Hypnosis always comes with a pre-talk. What's going to happen? What's the scene going to look like? What suggestions? How long will said suggestions last? All of those things. So I wanted to go ahead and give that before we got into it. So that's where we're going to start. So one thing that I was also able to do, because I've seen this done on other hypno streams, and again, I had a friend kind of walk me through all of the craziness. There is now a little scroll, a disclaimer. This section of the stream features live hypnosis. By watching the stream, you agree to the possibility of being hypnotized. So once the hypnosis portion starts, this scroll will be at the bottom, and that will indicate when hypnosis is possible. And that way, anybody joining the stream midway through will hopefully have read the description of the stream, which has the similar disclaimer and some of the suggestions we're going to be going over. But when this is on the screen, this is going to be the indication that, ooh, hypnosis is happening. Trance is happening. Oh, it's so exciting. Yeah, so that will be on the screen when we get into the role play. Maid character notification issue. That is, but okay. Okay, Valentino, let's talk about that. So if you've been into hypnosis for a while, or you've only done files or audios online, this is usually something that gets wrapped up into the description of a file, right? What is this file? What does it do? What suggestions are given? What sorts of disclaimers need to be made about what the file is aiming to do with you? Sometimes, and I think a lot of good creators will put a disclaimer or like a screen of like, please read the description at the beginning to tell you what the file contains, right? You'll find that at the beginning of every one of my videos, except I think a few of the downloadable modules for the secret facility. Some of those are made to be looped, and so that is also in the description, that there's nothing there, so you can loop it. But a pre-talk is what happens, especially in live hypnosis, where you actually sit down and talk with your hypnotist first about what's this session going to look like? What are we doing today? You talk about limits. What are my limits? What are the things I enjoy? What are the things that I don't enjoy or I don't want to happen during the session? And then, of course, you get consent to actually be hypnotized. That's a very important aspect of hypnosis, is getting consent for such things. So with that in mind, we're going to have a little bit of a pre-talk about what we're going to do today. That at some place, VR Hypnotic. Yes, of course. VR Hypnotic, one of the premier places, I think, on Discord, as well as just in the VR hypnosis community to learn about hypnosis. There's free workshops and events, and then there's also a lot of just hangouts where you can meet people who are also interested in hypnosis to chat, talk, get sessions, et cetera, et cetera. It is an 18+ community, at least for the majority of like the hangouts and events, but they do host some open educational events, and there's a portion of the server that is open to everybody, even if you're not age verified or over the age of 18. So there is, but anything that usually is like wanting to get sessions or anything else along that line, that is usually something where you'll need to verify your age in order to get access. But it is very, very fun, because that's actually where I got started doing live hypnosis, was in VR Hypnotic. Why is there a bunch of names in Hypno Time? I don't understand. If you want to clarify that, I can answer that, but later. One of your hypnotic plugs can be get in the stream chat. I mean, I won't shut it down. I think I very much believe in that. So I'm going to turn off the disclaimer for now. But that disclaimer will be there when hypnosis starts. I promise. But what we're going to do today is we're going to do something similar to what the video was for the Spiral Café with the head maid, right? The head maid in this case is going to be a character who's very prim, proper, domineering a bit, and just kind of like one who is running the show, right? Who kind of uses their hypnotic influence to keep all of the other maids at the cafe, in that kind of tranced out, happy demeanor, so that they can serve all of the esteemed guests. So that is kind of one of the draws, or one of like the fantasies of the Spiral Cafe, is that all the maids there are kind of been hypnotized, right? And they're kind of in that state of servitude and obedience, and kind of wanting to serve and do their best to, make the esteemed guests who come to the cafe wonderfully comfortable and taken care of. So the head maid is kind of in charge of that, making sure they're going around. They're kind of like the front end, right? The head of house. They're kind of going around and doing all that. Hypnosis never worked for me. Well, sometimes it's a trust thing. Sometimes it's a method thing. Sometimes it's just trying to train your mind to let go a little bit more. I think there's a lot. Hypnosis is a journey. It's not something that everyone is amazing at or good at right away. Sometimes it takes a little work. But I promise you, the more you're interested, the more you engage with it, the better it's going to be. This is going to be awesome. Yes, thank you. Do you have DSC? I have no idea what that means. I might be behind the times on that, but you'll have to define DSC. I do not know. Is that just Discord? If asking if I have a Discord or like a Discord server, I do not have my own. I hang out in VR Hypnotic. That is my Discord. You must not get employed. Ooh, you will be employed by the end of this. If you watch, if you listen, if you let the head maid get inside your head, you will be employed. You will be a good maid for the Spiral Café. Hypnosis never worked for me. Yeah, also me. Yeah, that's okay. Just stick with it. I think it's something that if you want to engage with it, come at it with no expectation. Just follow along and focus and do your best just to engage with it wholeheartedly. Yeah, DSC for Discord. I've never seen people shorten Discord all the way to DSC. It's already a short word. Just type it all out. I promise it won't be that much more effort. But yeah, no, I do not have a Discord myself or personally. I have been kind of piggybacking off other people's Discords. Who doesn't want to be destroyed by head maid, hypnotist mommy maid? Let's go. Yes. See? So exactly. The head maid in this scenario is going to be somebody who usually kind of goes around, serves guests, is kind of the last kind of bow tied on the like professionalism, on like the cute, the aesthetic of the Maid Cafe. They're kind of going around making sure everyone is in that state. Hold on. Are we frozen? Okay, I think we're back. All right. Yeah, they're kind of in that. So in this case, the head maid will basically treat you first as an esteemed guest, right? You'll be an esteemed guest. You'll be welcomed in. You will kind of get the prim and proper treatment. But what happens at the Spiral Cafe is that if they start to realize that maybe you're not buying into the hypnotic gimmick, maybe you're not buying into wanting to leave a good review, maybe not buying into having a good time, sometimes more hypnotic means might be used to ensure that you have a good time at the Spiral Cafe. And in this case, you might be asked to come join, right, the Spiral Café, to become a maid. Maybe you might have suggestions given that you want to become a maid or to serve guests or to join the Spiral Café. So that's kind of what we're going to be working with. There's going to be a scenario of meeting the head maid, kind of just getting a little bit enticed, enthralled, and then at some point kind of asked if you wanted to join, if you would like to join the Spiral Café, if you would like to work for the head maid. So as Kiski is saying, try not to get employed. That is the move here. You know, if I can make you want to be employed at the Spiral Cafe, I think the head maid wins. So, all right. Yeah, let's see. I'm bad with focus since I'm kind of scatterbrained. That's okay. I think there's a lot of people, myself included, who, you know, have a little bit of issue focusing. I think there's plenty of people out there with ADHD. It's absolutely not a blocker to hypnosis. In fact, those people can actually usually get into hypnosis way deeper than most. It just takes the right method to focus their attention and get them to narrow it down until they're in that concentrated state. So, let's see. What else do we have? Yeah, I'll have to use my secret technique of being insanely ignorant. Yeah. Yeah. If I can't, you can't hypnotize me if I can't understand what you're saying. Yeah. It's not going to work. It won't work, guys. That's like Hypno 101. Yes. Keep a good, attitude about it. Be like, yeah, I want it to work. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep getting better. If you keep saying, I'm hard to hypnotize or hypnosis doesn't work on me, congratulations. You're hypnotizing yourself out of hypnosis. You're literally convincing yourself that you can't. And that is something that you can do. You can build a frame of mind being like, I'm in a possibly difficult subject. I can't do it. I'll never do it. I'll never be hypnotized. I can't be hypnotized. Congratulations. You're reinforcing something that you don't want. So think about it differently. I will eventually be hypnotized. I'm learning to be a better subject. I'm getting better at hypnosis each and every time I practice. Those sorts of thoughts are much, much better. All right. Oh my God. Yeah. So do the maids just forget their shift and go home, or are they like kept in storage? May I ask how long it will last approximately? I'm thinking the actual roleplay section will be somewhere between maybe 30 and 45 minutes. With probably a little bit of a breakdown afterward. I'm hoping to stream for about 2 hours. So it'll be like us chatting beforehand, doing a little bit of pre-talk beforehand, and then getting into the role play, and then probably doing what's called aftercare, or just kind of debriefing after, or chatting, making sure everyone's coming back down. I'm definitely going to give some suggestions to remove any suggestions. They're going to be temporary. That's another part of the pre-talk here. We're not going to be doing anything permanent, right? We're going to be very much in the moment, in the scene. And then after that, everything else can kind of go away. So... And no, I don't think they forget their shift. They are aware they're employed at the Spiral Café. For all intents and purposes, I think this already got answered in my comment section. For all intents and purposes, this is a legal business, and everyone here is at-will employment. And they are paid and given benefits and a tip split at the end. Whatever. This is not like some shady thing. This is a fantasy scenario where the people who are employed, when they're on the clock, they kind of just slip into some sort of a different attitude or a different kind of way of thinking. And they just kind of slip right into this maid persona, and they don't really know why exactly, but for some reason, the atmosphere, maybe it's that head maid just kind of making sure that they're prim and proper, that just makes them button up so quickly. They just jump right back into that same mindset. And then when they go home, they go about their day. In fact, they had a wonderful time at their shift. For whatever reason, they really, really enjoy working there. They're so well taken care of. And for whatever reason, the time seems to fly. So for all intents and purposes, everybody at the Spiral Cafe has a wonderful time and works there of their own volition. Let's see. ADHD hyperfocus. Yeah, exactly. You see, the goal is not to get hypnotized. It's not to get employed. That is a difference. Yeah. Let's see. Headspace for me. Yeah. I like to feel a certain way for certain things to work for me. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Everyone has their own needs. Everyone has their own preferences with hypnosis, and that's very important. And that's what a pre-talk can also be. It's like, hey, here's what I like. Here's what works for me. Here's what I need to get comfortable and actually go into a trance state. They know how to shift, but they can't really recall what happened exactly. No, they can recall the details. It's just for some reason it just felt really fun, and like they're all of their behaviors of being so buttoned up, prim and proper, and cutesy, and like just easily able to serve. Anytime they kind of it just like helps with immersion. They kind of get really into the role play thanks to some hypnotic help. When it comes to, and that is true for hypnosis, honestly, when you're hypnotized, you're usually very, very aware, unless there's direct suggestion to kind of not register what's happening, or like, unless you're doing memory play, which is an entire category, which requires a lot of consent and a lot of pre-talk. You're usually very aware with hypnosis. You're actually more aware than you are when you're not. So you're aware of everything happening. It's just things are different, shifted. There's just a shifted state of consciousness where things just kind of happen or feel or seem a little bit different. Comes people I trust, I'm easy to sink like a rock. The reason I say I'm hard to hypnotize because I got trust issues. Yeah. Once you trust, it's a lot easier, and once you know that the person you're with has your best interests at heart, it's so much easier. At 18 cakes, I'm the biggest sugar rush you've ever seen. I ate like 50 parfaits at the cafe. I'm jazzed up. All right, this pre-talk feels like a covert induction. No. I'm just living in a little bit of hypnotic language as a preview. I promise this is not hypnosis. Nothing is happening right now. And also, don't just wildly hyperactive. Yeah, very unpredictable. You can get the body involved. Oh, getting the body involved with hypnosis is one of the biggest things that people are like, well, I have to sit still, don't I? It's like, no, you don't. You really, really don't. I'm like, I can be quite chatty and even hyperactive when I'm hypnotized. I think many have seen that. But sometimes I am a little more still and quiet and hushed over, and that's fine too. But it's fun. Like, I think sometimes I can get people really engaged by like moving and swaying with me. That's always really fun to do. Do some mirroring, get their body involved, maybe have their arms starting up or moving and then slowly getting heavier and slower until they just drop by their sides. That can be fun too. Memory play is scary. It very much can be if it's not intentional, but obviously that is something that you should be aware about. Something that you might learn about yourself with hypnosis is whether or not you have kind of sometimes trouble recalling details. And that's where you really want to work with your hypnotist and sometimes even give direct suggestion to remember more of the things that you're doing. So that is helpful. Let's see. Certain inductions that are good for hyperactivity, like confusion, yes, or overload. Those are always good. I enjoy hypnosis more than I should. No, it's okay. You can enjoy hypnosis as much as you'd like. So many fish facts. Yeah. When I'm in hypnosis, my wealth of animal facts starts coming out. in full force. Uh, I got this chat. The rest of you, good luck. Oh, we will have to move around. No, you won't have to move around in this one. This is not something I'm going to have suggestions of needing to move around or do anything. This is very much going to be me interacting with you. In the stream format, it's harder for me to directly interact and see what you're doing, see how you're responding. And this is kind of a broad thing. This is not like a specialized session for an individual person. So this will be very much a broad thing. Who's paying for the food? The esteemed guests, of course. This fact, my profile's a goldfish. Cool. Quick fact. What is it? Quick animal fact. Most sharks do not attend church. And then quicker animal fact, monkey eat banana. Yeah, all right. Personality is a matter of, I find female test better, as it also a matter of the vocals too. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes you like certain voices or tones, or some people even have certain contexts with hypnosis. They're like, oh, I've developed a context that hypnosis for me is more of an intimate thing, or more of a thing where I usually get some amount of sexual arousal. And if their orientation says, well, I'd rather have that between myself and a female hypnotist, or vice versa, I'd rather have that in a male hypnotist, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's called a preference, and you're allowed to have those. All right. Well, I think that's almost enough of the pre-talk here. Let's go over one more time. Again, and Chad, if I missed some things, I'm going to apologize. I do need to kind of buckle down and get you towards what you came here for. So, again, hypnosis disclaimer will be on screen. This will be here just in case people join midway through, right? It's also in the description of the stream. So that is something that is going to be happening, right? This will be here when it starts. And the suggestions we're going to be given, again, is obedience towards the head maid. Maybe wanting to join as a maid at the Spiral Café. Maybe feeling the need or the want to dress like a maid or to serve guests with a smile and a fun attitude. There's also just going to be some general trancing, some relaxing. Let's see. There will be a phrase that was used in the video before, which is basically COME, join us. Like I might not say it now just in case you've watched that video too many times. But yeah, so there'll be a little bit of suggestion around that. And overall, these are all going to be temporary suggestions. We will remove them by the end, and we will have a thorough breakdown, a talk at the end as well about what happened, and like how people felt, all that sort of thing. Yeah. All right. And yeah, let's put on the detective hats. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. What we're going to do now is we're going to transition into the scene. I need to psych myself up, get into that nice mood of maybe getting a little bit more dommy, maybe getting a little bit more in your face, a little bit more hypnotic. So I am going to go ahead and activate the overlay. And when we come back, we'll jump right in. Okay. All right. Give me just a moment. Welcome, esteemed guests. Welcome to the Spiral Café. I am the head maid on duty, and it's wonderful to get a chance to serve you today. Can I start you off with some tea? It's our house blend, of course. Or perhaps tea isn't your thing. And that's all right. We aim to please here at the Spiral Cafe. Whatever you find is to your liking, we can certainly make that happen. Hmm? Is something wrong? If there's anything wrong, if any of the servers haven't been to your liking, please let me know, and I can correct it. What's the menu looking like? Of course, we have many offerings here, from bakery goods to parfaits loaded with fruit and granola. Anything your heart desires, we have here at the Spiral Cafe, just for you, for our esteemed guests. Lovely establishment. Excellent. I am glad to hear that. Nothing's wrong. Well, of course. Here is the head maid. I make sure that the front of house is working like a well-oiled machine to ensure that everyone has a wonderful time. Blend of tea, of course. Today, we have a wonderful jasmine tea. And we've infused it with a little bit of honey and ginger. Mhm. Oh, you're wondering about our compensation. Well, of course, all of our employees here are well compensated because we run a wonderful establishment here. The Spiral Cafe and all their patrons all come here willingly, of course. They come for our wonderful food and, of course, the service. The service is what really sets us apart. As the head maid, I train all of our maids and all of our staff personally. If you're curious about the compensation, well, certainly, we are taking applications. Have you ever thought about joining as a maid? It could be quite fun, you know. You're already seeming to enjoy your time so much here. Tell me, have you ever considered wanting to become a maid? Have you ever wanted to become a maid? I'd like some more tea, please. Of course, but of course. But let's go back to that question you had about compensation. Let's go back to that question you had about the maids. Is there anything that the maids have done that I should know about? They're making sure to make you comfortable and accommodated, right? Thanks for the offer, though. Prefer to stay unemployed. Hmm, that's okay. We're happy to serve esteemed guests as well. Well, if you're not interested in being a maid, I could at least show you just a little bit of what it might be like. Some things that might be of benefit for working for such an establishment, for working for a head maid. One thing that you might find is that working for me can actually have quite the many benefits. Did you know that we actually have one of the best employee retentions? Because everyone here is so happy to work. They're so happy to get to serve guests day in and day out. They're so happy to dress so prim, so proper. They always just say that the time seems to melt. It just seems to fly by. They just seem like once they get in the building, get in uniform, and greet the head maid, the things just get easier and easier to let flow and naturally fly by. They get so absorbed in serving guests. They get so absorbed in serving our esteemed guests. They take such joy and pleasure in being able to be part of said establishment. Because the Spiral Café is just such a wonderful place to be. And you've already been here enjoying your tea, enjoying chatting with me. You can't honestly say that you're not enjoying yourself. How nice would it be to be part of something bigger? To not just be an esteemed guest, but to be one who serves others. Wouldn't that be nice? If you agree, you could just nod your head. Because that is so easy, so agreeable. It feels so nice to just agree. It feels so nice to just sink into the atmosphere. To just listen to my voice and imagine all the different things that you could do here. How many people you could make smile and happy. How much more I can make you well-mannered and presentable. How much more you could be the best maid or maitre d'. So what I want you to do now is I want you just to put yourself there. To put yourself into that space of what it would be like to be of service. To be part of the Spiral Café. And certainly what it would be like to come join us. Wouldn't that be so nice? To come join us. Think about it. Having a head maid tell you exactly how to act, what to do, how to make people enjoy your company, how to make them smile and want to come back time and time again. Imagine what it would be like to serve our esteemed guests, to maybe be in a nice maid dress, to have nice little curtsy, to just be so wonderfully accepting, so wonderfully accommodating, and so wonderfully well-spoken. If you simply follow along with my instructions, if you simply let the head maid begin to put all these wonderful ideas into your mind, You can just let that idea begin to fill up everything. Serving, being a good maid, coming and joining us at the Spiral Café. In a moment, I'm going to have you just begin to let those eyes drop down, to let those eyes just begin to get heavy. Whether you're staring into my eyes or just letting the aura behind me drift and pull those eyelids down, I want you to let them get heavy. Heavy with my words, heavy with the idea of service, heavy with the idea of wanting to come join us. Let them get heavier. Stare and watch. Just feel the atmosphere sinking in. Feel my words sinking in. Feel my presence sinking into your mind, making your eyes get heavier and heavier and heavier. Just relax. Just let them get heavy. Let my words wash over you. Let that idea just begin to take hold. Wanting to serve, wanting to be a maid, wanting to come join us. 3, as I count down, let the eyes get heavier and heavier and heavier. 2, so relaxed now. No longer feeling those inhibitions. No longer letting any other ideas slip in between the idea of service and being a maid. Fewer and fewer passing thoughts. Letting the chair you're sitting in drift away. And just getting deeper and deeper into my words. And let those eyes get heavier and heavier until they all the way come down closed with one. Close those eyes. Relax. Let the head maid guide you deeper and deeper and deeper. Sink further and further and further. Imagine what it would be like if that feeling that you get when you hold a nice, comforting, warm cup of tea or a nice, warm beverage. I want you to imagine what it would be like to be holding something like that in a nice cup, porcelain white. So warm, so inviting, so comforting. A nice warm drink in your hands. And as I count down from 10 all the way down to 1, I want you just to allow that feeling of warmth to begin to spread. That feeling of comfort, accommodation. Let it spread. 10, just feeling that warmth through your fingertips and palms. Letting it spread up your arms, relaxing everything it touches. 9, relaxing more and more. Feeling the warmth, feeling so nice. Feeling wonderful, listening and sinking deeper into that idea. 8, sinking down, 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 warmth spreading up the arms. 7, reaching the shoulders and just making them relax even deeper. Sinking in deeper. 6, the warmth now going down your back and chest. Taking a nice deep breath in and letting that warmth spread. Feeling like you're in the comfiest chair, the comfiest booth, being served on all sides by beautiful or handsome maids or maitre d'. Feeling so accommodated. Feeling so much hospitality. Feeling yourself just taken care of at all angles. 5. Let that warmth spread from your chest to your waist and hips. Warming, welcoming, calming. Down. 4. Even through your legs now. No need to move. Just listen to the head maid. Listen to the wonderful feelings. Let them grow. To 3. Even deeper. Down the legs and the knees and the calves. And all the way through the feet. With 2, I want you to feel that warmth now creeping up your neck, into your face and your jaw, relaxing all the little muscles in the face. Listening, following, relaxing. And then with 1, let go as the warmth and hospitality reaches your mind, reaches your head, beginning to mold and make you so much more relaxed and open. You see, the Spiral Café is hiring, and I, as the head maid, always like to spot out new talent, people who could come join us. And you look like just the perfect person for the job. You've already been listening, sinking, falling into the accommodation, into the feelings that all of our esteemed guests have. Warmth, comfort, familiarity, hospitality, feeling taken care of from every angle, food and drink, a nice smile. Feel it right now beginning to grow, that feeling of accommodation, that feeling of relaxation, almost like a home away from home. And let this be the feeling that sinks in when you realize that this is what our esteemed guests feel every time they visit the Spiral Café. Isn't it so nice? If you like this feeling, if you enjoy this feeling, you can nod your head for me. Good. Just let yourself hold on to that idea. How wonderful would that be to provide to others? Wouldn't it be so nice to let everyone else feel this feeling? To give this feeling to others? If you once again agree, you can just nod your head. Good. It would be so nice, and is so nice, to give this warm, gentle, accommodating feeling to others as well. So what I want you to do is just listen to me, listen to the head maid. I can teach you. I can show you how to give this wonderful feeling to others. All you have to do is obey the head maid. Listen to my training. Listen to my words. And soon enough, you will feel this feeling every time you serve an esteemed guest. Every time you're at the Spiral Café, you will feel this wonderful feeling of being able to serve, comfort, and accommodate. You'll feel yourself just straightening your posture, looking more presentable. You'll feel yourself wanting to put on a nice apron and headband, a cute maid outfit, or perhaps get nice and buttoned up, like a good waiter or maitre d' might look like. So fancy, proper, sharp dressed. Because of course, the more you listen and obey the head maid, the better it feels. The more you get that feeling of accommodation, warmth, and satisfaction, the same ones that our guests have. Imagine what it would be like to come join us, to be a maid, to be a maitre d', to be somebody who serves, somebody who brings smiles, somebody who just has this feeling spread far and wide, making people feel like they're at home, relaxed, and completely in their element. And the more you listen to the head maid, the more you obey the head maid, the more you feel like you're in your element of being a good maid, of being a good server. And you're already listening and obeying the head maid it gets easier and easier. My words help make sure that you get this feeling, that our guests get this feeling, that everyone is happy. And you would be so happy here at the Spiral Café, so happy as a maid, so happy to come join us. And just let that phrase, come join us, just make you feel that warmth spread and pulse. Feel gratified, feel yourself just feeling that sense of purpose, that sense of accommodation and warmth. Feel that idea of wanting to be my maid, of wanting to be a good, obedient maid for the head maid. Grow each and every time I say that phrase. Come join us. Good. Just let it grow. Let that idea of obedience to the head maid, of sinking into your role, just make that warmth feel so much nicer. You want to be a good, obedient maid. You want to obey the head maid. You want to be part of the Spiral Café. You want to serve our esteemed guests. You want to come join us, just like that. Good. Listening so diligently to the head maid, and that's exactly what's expected. You are so curious about what kinds of tea, what the compensation was like, what it would be like to be a maid. And now you know. It's a wonderful feeling. You can find yourself anytime you're put in service, anytime that it's your shift, anytime that you're here at the Spiral Café, serving esteemed guests and obeying the head maid. You get this wonderful warmth, this wonderful feeling. It's so nice. And you can feel that every time you serve, every time you obey, every time you come join us. Thinking more and more about what it's like. Thinking more and more about that idea. Seeing yourself, visualizing yourself wearing such a cute apron, an adorable sharp dress, an adorable outfit that fits you so well. No matter if you're a maid or a server or working behind the bar, it doesn't matter. You will look presentable. You will obey the head maid. You will serve the esteemed guests and feel this wonderful, accommodating warmth. Because when you come join us at the Spiral Café, that's exactly what you get. That's exactly how it happens. And that's exactly how you're going to be. Now the next time I say that phrase and snap my fingers, I want you just to allow those words to fall out of your mouth. I want you to admit, I want you to say aloud that you want to come join us. I want you to say it. I want you to admit it. And when you do, when you obey the head maid and say, respond, and confirm that you would like to be part of something bigger, that warmth is going to double. That feeling of accommodation, of satisfaction is going to double. It's going to feel so nice. So I'll ask you one more time, now that you've had some time to think, now that you've had some time to consider what you haven't considered, on how nice it could be, how wonderful it could be, I'll ask you again. Would you like to come join us? Good. Then perhaps we fill out the application. Perhaps we make it so. Perhaps we'll get you fitted for a nice maid outfit right away. You came as an esteemed guest, but it looks like the head maid has convinced you, persuaded you, and given you new perspective of what it could be like to come join us. To feel this warm, accommodating feeling, to feel this comfort, to feel what our esteemed guests feel every time they set foot in our establishment. And now that you're in on how wonderful it feels, I know that you'll be of faithful service, that you will be the best server or maid that you can be. Very good. You're doing such a wonderful job. You're doing so well. In just a moment, I'm going to awaken you. I'm going to bring you back up. And I'm going to just make sure that you realize your place now. Who you serve, who you obey. And certainly making sure that you are going to serve our esteemed guests to my liking, to my standards. So when I reach 5, I'm going to bring you back up. You're going to come back up and you're going to be in that maid set of mind, that mind of service, that mind of obedience to the head maid, that mind of just feeling warm every time you obey, every time you serve, every time you are diligently sinking into your role. On 5, you will open your eyes and awaken in your new state of mind. Service, obedience, warmth, a good maid, one who wanted and already has come join us. 1, coming up a little bit, slowly rising a little bit more with each number. 2, feeling my voice pulling you back up, easily and naturally. 3, rising, lifting, floating, hearing the head maid's voice pulling you upward, making you feel lighter, more energetic, taking in a deep breath and feeling that energy rising, that need, that desire, that want to feel the warmth, the accommodation, to feel what it's like to serve. 4, coming up, rising up, all the way up, all the way up, and 5, wide awake for the head maid. There you are. I knew you'd see it my way. And now that you've seen it my way, how are we feeling? Let me know where you're at, how you're feeling. Can we get our treats now? Maybe after your shift. The treats are saved for the esteemed guests, but I'm sure you'll feel the same gratifying feeling by serving to others. But if you really would like to see what we have on the menu, I can go get that too. Really want to serve? Yes, good. I would like to join, of course. We have room for all of you at the Spiral Café. All you have to do is obey the head maid. Very easy. Well, Skiski, I guess you'll just have to remain an esteemed guest, then. It's a shame. All of our wonderful maids here must be feeling so wonderful about their decision to come join us. All right. I can go get you something to eat. Hold on. Here we are. A bowl of cherries. Very nice. Something that you can snack on, something that you can do while the rest of us are following along. I fixed my posture. Did I do good? You look very good, very prim and proper. Staying a guest? Well, that's fine. There are now more maids to help serve you, to help give you a wonderful time here at the Spiral Café. We treat all of our esteemed guests with the utmost respect, of course. Do we have unions? Well, that's confidential and privileged information now, isn't it? Please refrain from such questions while we have esteemed guests in our presence. Big bow. Yes, we can get you a big bow. Many of our guests like seeing maids and bows. Mm-hmm. The headmaid's voice is so nice. Yes, it is. It is so nice. It's a very nice voice, and it's one that can make you so wonderfully obedient, can't it? It can make you just focus so deeply on my words. It can make you focus more on service, on that warm feeling you get from listening, from obeying, from serving. Mhm. I'm sorry, Sean, are you not seeing the disclaimer? Is it not on screen? It should be. Ooh, power cell in my spine. It looks like we might have a maid bot in the chat. That's okay. I think we can employ some androids or femdroids or gymnoids. I actually don't know. We could definitely service some maid drones if we'd like. It is on screen. Thank you. Distracting us by talking. Skiski, you're being very, very disruptive. Such a troublesome patron. I think you're already bothering some of our other esteemed guests. We might need to do something about that. We might need to fix that, don't we? Well, Skiski, I see that you might not be having the wonderful time here at the Spiral Café, but I promise, if you just listen, if you just follow, if you just look, I'm sure you'll realize that you have that same warm feeling after all. You have that same feeling that all of our maids and servers and esteemed guests have. That you can sink into your role because everyone has a role here. And your role is to allow yourself to be served. Allow yourself to sink in. Allow yourself just to become more and more relaxed. Because here at the Spiral Cafe, when you come join us, it just feels like a home away from home. Like you can just relax. Like you can just follow my words. That the more you listen and follow, the more you realize that the snacks that we have are sufficient. That you were served with tea and snacks just as you needed. That you're relaxing into being a good patron, a good esteemed guest. The longer you listen, the longer you just follow and obey the head maid, the easier it becomes to just enjoy your time, to enjoy being accommodated. The head maid doesn't often stick around at a booth or table this long. You should consider yourself lucky that you're getting such personal attention from head of house. That you're being so relaxed. by head of house. Listening and following. And when the head maid speaks, the esteemed guests listen. And certainly all the maids out there, all of my maitre d's and servers listen as well. Because what you're going to do is we're going to sink you right back down. We're going to sink you right back down into a wonderful state, into a wonderful, relaxed, warm feeling. You've felt that feeling before, of being accommodated, of being served. And it's going to come back so quickly. Even just the utterance of "come join us" already makes those who've come join us before, who have felt that accommodation, that warmth before, it comes back even stronger, even nicer. Come join us. Won't you come join us? Please just come join us. And for those that wish, those that want to sink into the hospitality, the warmth, the pleasant feelings, just sink deeper and deeper. Relax, and if those eyes get heavy enough to close, that's fine as well. Stare and watch until those eyes get too heavy to keep open. Just relax, just watch, just follow, just listen, just obey the head maid. Good. Good. Just relax. You're being served. You're being warmed. You're being relaxed. Hospitality and accommodation are all yours. Listen to the head maid. Obey the head maid. Sink deeper and deeper and deeper. Let those eyes get heavy. Let them droop. Let them drop even deeper. Relax and come join us. That's all you need to do. Relax and come join us and feel the warmth. Relax and obey the head maid. And soon enough, you'll be like all the others. Happy, compliant, relaxed, accommodated, warm. God. Whether you're of service or being served, it's all the same. Obey the head maid and receive this wonderful feeling. Good. Relax. Relax and obey. Relax. You're at the Spiral Café. You've already come join us. There's nothing more you need to do. Just let your training, let that need to serve or let that need to be served just take over completely. Let it lead you, guide you down into an even easier state of mind. An even better feeling. Good. Good. And as you relax in this accommodation, as you relax for the head maid, I want you now just to begin to realize that this was just a fun scene and scenario. What we're going to do now is we're going to just begin to have the scene fall away. We're going to begin to have the scene fall away. You were such wonderful maids, guests, and maitre d's, such nice servers for the head maid. But what you're going to find now is that those who are following along, those who have been obeying and following the suggestions, what you're going to find now is that all the suggestions from our time during the session were temporary. They won't be carried out of the session. They will remain right here in this little scenario, in this little scene. As discussed, none of these suggestions are going to follow you. As I count you back up from 1 to 10, you're going to feel all the suggestions from today fade away. Suggestions of feeling warmth when you hear the phrase, "come join us." Feeling any feelings or any sorts of abnormal sensations when you hear the phrase, "come join us," can now begin to just dissipate and fall away. You can find that that phrase is no longer going to create any sensations, any feelings, any sorts of responses. Anything that it was, any way that you responded to that phrase before the stream began, before this scenario began, will go back to the way it was. You'll also no longer feel the need to obey me, the head maid, or my voice. You'll no longer feel warmth from obeying my voice, no longer feel the need or desire to obey my voice. You will find that you can go back to exactly the way it was before the scenario began. You can also feel the need or desire to serve, to dress as a maid or server. You can feel those suggestions also falling away, no longer needing to feel compelled to serve, to be of service, to obey, or to dress or act like a maid or maitre d'. You can let those suggestions as well fall away, staying right here in this session, staying temporary, so that when you wake you up, when I reach the final count, all of it will be falling away, no longer compelled, no longer following said suggestions. So as you find that the count begins, you're going to remember the scenario. You're going to just remember everything that happened, and you're going to feel however it feels when you awaken. You'll be able to look through it from consciousness, from full and regular waking, and just feel however you'd like to feel about the scenario. 1. Feeling yourself now beginning to let go of all the temporary suggestions. Hoping that you had fun, beginning to have that obedience to somebody, to being part of a Spiral Café, to being an obedient to a head maid, and certainly to having all those wonderful sensations. But with 2, you can find that the need to obey, the sensations hearing come join us, and everything else related to wanting to be a maid or server is now falling away with each and every number. All the suggestions from today's session will be temporary and fall away when we awaken you. 3. Listening to my voice as it begins to bring you up, I want you to begin to take nice, deep breaths, and as you do, let the breaths be more awakening, more energizing, bringing you back up towards consciousness. 4, maybe begin to stretch your body a bit more. If it's been stagnant or still, I want you now to begin to wiggle fingers and toes, and maybe begin to stretch arms and legs. And you can feel that with each and every number, you're becoming more and more awake. 5. Stretching, moving, listening, letting all the temporary suggestions fall away, no longer compelled to serve, no longer compelled to want to be a maid, no longer compelled to want to be a server, no longer compelled to obey the head maid. Feeling any warm, nice feelings, you can hold on to any feelings that you're feeling right now for as long as you'd like, knowing that any pleasant feelings are up to you, whether or not you'd like to keep forward with them. Your opinion on the session, on how you felt, is something that you and you alone can make, and you can find that whatever pleasant feelings you'd like to hold on to can be held on to for a little while, maybe for a few hours, or as long as you'd like, maybe even for the rest of the day. 6, coming up more and more, rising, lifting, floating. 7, letting all the suggestions fall away. 8, feeling yourself awakening, stretching, moving, my voice bringing you back up, passing thought and conscious thought coming back more and more, awareness of the room around you, where you are, what you're doing. 9, all the way up, coming all the way back up, rising, floating, awakening. 10, wide awake, back up, here and now. Rise and shine all the way back up. Back up, 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 all the way up. Wow. Alrighty. How are we feeling? Hello, hello, hello. All the way up. Sound off in chat. I want to make sure everyone's feeling good, everyone's up, everyone's awake. How are we doing? How are we doing? Did we win chat? Are we unemployed still? That was so fun. Yeah, thank you. Yes, of course. You're very welcome. I was sitting there like, oh, I could probably make this longer, but at some point I need to actually remove suggestions and get some sort of wind down. Awake. Whoa, we're awake. Shake it out. Get the jitters. Get going. Yes. Bah, I'm still unemployed. That's okay. That's okay. If the Spiral Cafe was real, I'd employ all of you. I mean, it is real. No, it is real. It's real. It's real in my mind. It's real in your mind. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yes, Kiski, I think you definitely won on staying unemployed. And we're somehow suspiciously low on snacks now. I think you might have snuck back to the back employee area and stolen all the rest of the snacks. Wasn't fully under, but I got so fuzzy and kind of floated. Oh, that's a wonderful that's a wonderful response. Yeah, it's fun when you're in that hypnotic state or in that focused state. Little changes to your body start happening, and I think it's very fun to focus on those and make them grow, make them bigger, make them more profound. And that is really training yourself to trance. That's finding what trance is for you and letting it kind of get more profound each and every time you practice. Strings is the best. Thank you, Shy. And thank you, Shy. I think you were definitely a big motivation for me to do the Maid stream and even get the Maid outfit. That was very fun. Pizza time. Yeah, we'll get pizza later. Let's break down. Let's do some aftercare. And certainly I want to show off the outfit. I know you've seen a lot of it already, but I kind of want to talk about it. It's fun. But now I really do want some sweets. Yeah, no, that's always fun. I have awoken. What is it? 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. And, what is it? Mushu 2. I'm alive! Great stone dragon, have you awakened? I'll admit, I may have been slightly convinced at the end there, especially after that having to wait a bit. Yeah. I'm glad I can be at least somewhat persuasive. And yes, sorry for any, I think I forgot to put on the disclaimer, so I had to do it halfway through or like midway, or like partway through the induction. So that was my bad, but yeah, as you could see, this is my first hypnosis stream, so there are bound to be some mistakes. There are bound to be some things where I might mess up here and there, but I'm glad it went well overall. If you can't tell, I'm just a tad nervous, but it's fun. I think it's fun to jump into. And Val stealing the snacks, yeah. But yeah, hopefully everyone's feeling all right, feeling back up, knowing that all suggestions are temporary, but very fun to be in the moment. Hope everyone got a nice warm feeling, a nice accommodating feeling of being of service, maybe even wanting or having ideas of maids. If that's your thing, if you'd like, like you said, I want to be here to see all the wonderful maids, or I wanted to actually become a maid. Extremely entertaining. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're going for. Awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to... All right, let's pin up chat just so I can see y'all. Where? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. What I'm going to do now is maybe just show off the Abbey a little bit. Because this one was very fun to make, very fun to like get going. As you can see, what's going on here, it's very floofy, very like puffy. Watch this. It actually has like physics where like air gets under it or like it billows. It's really funny. I was testing that out earlier and I thought that was so funny. Just to... I can also kind of grab the side and give a nice curtsy, which is very fun. I was thinking about doing that during the role play, but I'm like, oh, it's so hard. And I was like more focused on a lot of the other aspects. But yes, you can get a very cutesy, nice little curtsy, which is very fun. Very, very fun. It comes with the headband, which is very nice. It does come with stockings as well. I can be a little bit, if I can actually get my leg out, as if my leg is even going to want to track. Oh my, hold on. Was my full body not even calibrated that whole time? Oh my goodness, it was not. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It worked out. No wonder why my elbows were so high up the whole time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Still wish I had my cakes. Yeah. Jellyfish, yeah. Woof. So yeah, my full body wasn't even calibrated that whole time. I think when I took my break to change scenes, it might have uncalibrated. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I also have the visor on now. All right, but look, it's got nice shoes with the buckle and the heel, which is kind of fun. Had to figure out how to do in blend shapes, how to actually get the foot down to the heel. There is a blend shape for high heels, which I found out, because otherwise my feet were in a really weird position. But yes, and it's got like stockings underneath too. So don't want to get too promiscuous. Can't show ankle. All right, I'm not indecent. A mask. Wait, what? I don't know about the mask. Can't wait to see it in VR, aka see pixels. Yeah, Maid doing squat stream. All right, and it's like Fitbeat and Beat Saber. I think I also oof. Uh-oh. I gotta get that fixed. Don't worry about that. I have a good tailor. I have a good tailor. Yeah, elbows are kind of weird. Good thing the elbows weren't showing. Also, what was I gonna say? As per usual, I can grab my pocket watch, which is very nice. The classic accent now I put on all my Abbeys. If it doesn't have my pocket watch, is it even strings? So that's very fun. The visor. Oh yeah, okay. Good. And this one has also like all of my same assets. It has like the visor. It, of course, has my trademark nowadays. Also has my metronome. Pretty much everything else that you'd come to expect, which is very, very cool. But yeah, very flowy, very nice. I could even maybe give just like a quick twirl around. You can see kind of the full bows and back of everything, which is very nice. Give the whole dramatic turnaround. But it's very fun. This is a very nice one. And also thank you to everybody who on the Patreon poll was able to get this one out. It looks like everyone really wanted the classic elegant Maid. I think I have an even cutesier one that I might do later, but this one is very flowy, very nice, very befitting of the head Maid. Pocket watch, yeah. I also have my normal pocket watch asset, which is here, which I haven't actually set up to my normal material. I usually have it. Yes, I usually have it on this one. I usually have it on this spiral. Yeah, wait. Is that the one? Ugh. I think it's this. Nope. Okay, better. Yeah, that one. There we go. Yeah, and one of the other things that I hadn't really played around with was the screen spaces. Yeah, it was the screen spaces because like I think Value Factory has a lot of Hypnosis shaders, and I never messed around with those. So like I had never really messed around with those too much. But what I ended up doing was following some of their tutorials on how to set up a screen space shader, and especially how to make it so that I appear in front of it, which was very nice. So like right here, I think, and this is here, we'll do this. Spiral warning, it's popping up again. If anybody is sensitive to spirals, here it comes. Watch out. So here we go. So if I basically put it at a specific distance and then had to add like stenciling around my Avi so that you can see when I get close enough to the camera, it slowly starts to fade in, which is fun. It's like the closer I get, if I get nice and menacing, if I slowly close in on you, it gets brighter, which is fun. And in reality, yeah, in reality, all it is a, and this is funny, they do this in their direct tutorial on how to actually make this. It is a cube object in my, like, I think I put it in my head. So like where my head is where it activates. You put your head in, you put your head out, put your head in and you shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Anyway, yeah, so it's a head. I made the distance a lot closer, so I had to be really close for it. And then I had to create a stencil with every other texture that's in here. So like my body, my face, my pocket watch even. I had to even adjust that so that it shows up in front. I think there's even a few things of like undergarments underneath that my model has that completely would not show up because they're not properly stenciled. But, I didn't expect as the head maid to show you anything underneath the apron. All right, this is a perfectly fine, above board, family friendly establishment. All right, we're not getting to that point. Might have been since I don't know. Yeah, definitely have to return to this cafe and just buy a to-go bag or something. You know what? Fine. Skiski, if you don't enjoy it. If you don't want to actually come be part of us, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. Nobody's forcing you. And yes, if you want to take it to go, we'll be a little bit sad. We won't be able to bless your meal and all that sort of stuff. Make it, extra cute, or how do they do that? Just like, make it extra delicious. You got to pop the leg too. I don't know if you can even see that. Extra delicious. So you're not gonna get any of the special service if you take to go, Skiski. That is so big. Yeah, it's a fun effect. Maid has some strange powers to summon spirals at will. More research needed. Yeah, I think in the video or in my original video, it was spawned off of the fact that there's like an ad for the Spiral Cafe that has a spiral, and it's like a kind of a hypnotic ad. It's kind of like a hypnosis app or screen space. They're like screen that's supposed to like hypnotize you and make you want to go to the Spiral Cafe. So there's kind of just this spiral overlay that pops up the first time you see the ad and click on it. And then it's like, oh, wow, that spiral overlay is like, oh, wow, you were completely and unaware. You were hypnotized. And now why are you at the Spiral Cafe? You're not quite sure, but you're here now. How did you find it? Why did you want to come here? It doesn't matter. You looked at the spiral and it caught you, and now you're here at the Spiral Cafe. And that way, when anybody in that sort of way uses that phrase, come join us, the spiral starts to creep into your vision. You start to remember looking into the spiral. You start to remember how brainwashed you really were from the app. And then that's exactly what it is. When the head maid says that phrase, they're like, oh, you saw our ad. It seems we already have our way wormed into your head. It looks like I can easily smooth over this guest interaction by utilizing the conditioning we've already put in that mind of yours. So it's very fun. So that's kind of where the spiral is supposed to come from, is the fact that you see it or experience it when the head maid gives you a specific phrase or trigger, which is very nice. Spiral a bit, but I cared about getting food more than questioning anything. Wow. Also, Headman gets sparkly eyes every so often. I do. I do get sparkly eyes, and that's no. It's oh dang, that did not work. It's a thumbs up gesture. So when I thumbs up, I get the sparkly eyes, and then somehow also accidentally grab my apron or come on. I can't give the bird. I'm trying. Maybe on this one. There we go. Ha ha. Accidentally. Hi head maid. Hi. There's a very fluffy dragon in chat now. I see you. Yeah. Don't get special service. I came for food. I like a box of Pop-Tarts on the way here. What kind of Pop-Tarts? Pop-Tarts are great. I honestly, maple cinnamon underrated Pop-Tart. And then if I'm going for full nostalgia factor, it's gonna be the wild berry. It's gonna be that purple and blue that you see on Dixie cups, but on a Pop-Tart instead. Oh, but yes, this is the new Avi. It's wonderful. It's very flowy, as you said. The jellyfish bounces. It's very nice, and of course, the new screen space is very fun. Where I can just whoa. Yeah, a little bit of screen space going on. Turn yourself around. Very nice. Very good. Oh, I should probably turn that off. All right. But yes, thank you so much. I think this was a wonderful stream. A very first intro and very first lead in to hopefully many more hypnosis streams, whether role play or just overall chatting or doing some other sorts of educational stuff and then giving examples of how to do said inductions. That could be very fun. But I think this is a very fun intro into doing hypnosis streams. And thank you especially for everyone for being here, for participating, or just being along for the ride. Also, what was I going to say? Yeah, and it was also nice to finally, once I had somebody show me a little bit more about OBX, like actually feel like a proper streamer, having chat on screen, being able to do, different sorts of overlays, being able to do, you know, a chat box and an alert box, which there's still time if you want to see the alert box in action. I think somebody needs to subscribe or do something else. I don't know exactly what actions all activate the alert box down here, but that would be very nice if somebody wanted to try that out and see if it's working. That would be very, very nice. You did fantastic. Thank you. Only get strawberry when I buy Pop-Tarts. You know what? People have their thing. People like it. Sometimes I used to like the cherry ones with the sprinkles or like the really small red sprinkles, but now it's just like um sometimes that artificial cherry tastes a little bit more like medicine these days, or it's just like maybe not. Maybe that's why I'm like more on that maple cinnamon game these days. I'm just like, this actually tastes like a real flavor. I'm already subscribed. Yeah. Dang, that's gonna be a tough one. That's okay. I'm sure we'll figure it out later. We'll see it in action at some point, right? So, but it is nice to kind of know that it is there and that I think it works. It's hard to preview. I think Twitch has a lot more tools about like previewing or simulating stuff. All right. Well, any other questions in chat? Any other sorts of things that we want to break down? Do questions? This is kind of going to turn into just chatting or a Q&A if anybody has any questions. And yes, it is time for pizza. I think if I didn't provide pizza, Skiski would be sad. I think many people would be sad. So yes, pizza is served. We're having pizza again at the end. You've been very good for the head maid, so I will put it on my tab. But remember, no pepperoni. You get sausage and you like it. And Shy, we can get a Hawaiian too. Pineapple and ham is good. Have you had the frosted Pop-Tarts? Aren't all Pop-Tarts frosted? No, I think there are some like plain or like non-frosted, but who does that? What kind of psychopath gets a non-frosted Pop-Tart? Been around since the secret agent induction. Can't imagine unsubscribing from peak. Thank you. Absolutely lovely. Pepperoni. No pepperoni. Shy, I'm getting you a Hawaiian. You said you liked that. I think that was you who said you liked that. So pineapple and pepperoni. Fine. We'll get one pineapple and pepperoni. The pepperoni enjoyers will have to learn to expand their horizons if they want pepperoni. Pepperoni and pineapple. Deal with it. Do maids have paid time off? Of course. Yes. What kind of establishment do you think I'm running here? Come on, I'm a nice maid. I'm fair. I run a good establishment, all right? I make sure that people enjoy working even. I mean, you can't say that for every boss or supervisor. How many bosses do you know that like actively try to make you have a good time or give you hypnotic suggestions to have a good time when you do work? Yeah. I was doing other shit, but I was kind of listening. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. Yeah, it's pepperoni and pineapple. Let's go. Awesome. Oh, this was so much fun. I really wish I do need to fix stick drift on some of my controllers so that I can have a little bit more active control over where I'm moving, what I'm doing, without needing to physically move around my room, because I won't lie to you, I'll peel back the curtain. I don't have a lot of room to move. I have a little bit of room to move back here, but not a terrible amount of room. And I think there was one time during stream where I ended up slamming into my my hand into my closet. I don't know if anyone heard that, but get over here. All right. I'd enjoy working for you. Thank you. Do we get unions at the cafe? I don't think it's union. I think we're a private establishment. I don't think there's a maids union in this case. Do they have PTO? That is paid time off. That question was already asked. They do have PTO, yeah. We might have something here. Are you changing your mind about employment? Do you want to be a maid for me? Is that going to convince you having PTO? Please? Am I going to have to hypnotize you again? Disclaimer coming back on. No, I'm joking. Disclaimer coming back. And ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Can the maids even get fired? Of course they can get fired. Skisky, unfortunately, if you were a maid, you probably would have gotten fired because you weren't obeying, you weren't following the head maid, you weren't in it to win it, to serve the esteemed guests, and therefore, if you can't serve, you will be demoted back to esteemed guest. Yeah. And yes, you can also get kicked out of the Spiral Café. We don't tolerate. We try to smooth things over as head of house. Obviously, that would be the head maid's job to smooth over guest interactions. But yes, you can still get thrown out or the cops call on you. I'm looking at you, Skisky. Don't eat all my snacks, okay? Pay your pill. Pay your tab. Craving pizza. Yeah, see? The power of suggestion. Pizza. Let me describe a pizza for you right now. Imagine the dough fluffing up. Nice and seasoned. Ooh, and spread that marinara sauce all the way to the edges. Make sure it coats a nice thin layer. Smother it with cheese, mountains of wonderfully savory mozzarella. And then toppings. Oh, the toppings. Salty. Salt. Veggies. Sausage. Oh, sprinkle it on there. Pile it up, load it up, maybe even an extra layer of cheese. And then, of course, brush the edge of the crust with garlic butter and toss that in the oven at 400 degrees. Let it cook. Let it rise. Let the smell and the aroma of garlic and tomato and mozzarella waft through the air. Pizza chef hypnosis. Yeah. I'm going to take your mind and I'm going to knead it like dough and then I'm going to toss it in the air and spin it on my hand. It's going to be great. That's the next stream, isn't it? Yeah. Pizza chef hypnosis. Just straight cheese on my end. Ah, okay. Fair enough. I won't blame you, but I will also say that I like toppings. Toppings make the pizza for me. Although, yeah, you can't have trash crust or dough or trash sauce on there. You need to actually have a complete package, but toppings really make it that extra height. Disclaimer is coming back. Yeah. Don't make me do it. Don't make me turn on the disclaimer. I'll do it. I'll hypnotize you again. I'll do it. Yeah, no, it's good. This stream has disclaimers. Yeah, a disclaimer for the disclaimer for the disclaimer. It's just like smaller and smaller, like little scrolling texts until the entire stream is just scrolling texts. Demoted to esteemed guest sounds like a more passive aggressive thing. Exactly. Funny enough, I'm from a place where that's known for being passive aggressive, so I feel like that's kind of how the head maid would be a little bit, and kind of how the head maid is in general, of being like, being such a troublesome guest. Looks like we might have to do something about that. Just kind of like very like won't actually lead on to how frustrated or angry one might be. Yeah. This one first time in the Maid Cafe despite not becoming one. Yeah. Black olives in pizza is law. Ooh. Black olives can be good. I feel like I like to mix that with a specific type of other sorts of toppings. Like black olives on like a taco pizza would be super good. But it's not my go-to with just regular. Yeah, Skissy, I blame you for always having pizza be the final talk. It just kind of always happens. So we're all in agreement. We are taking the head maid home at the end of the day. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think our relationship stays at work. I think we stay with a professional relationship. I don't know if you can take me home, but we can go out as coworkers. That could be fun. Maybe like an outing, get some drinks, do some karaoke. That could be fun. And despite being nervous, trust me, it's like I'm more nervous about the stream quality and like all of the technology working and the stream not going down and you being able to see me and hear me. I am so much more concerned about that than I am actually delivering hypnosis. Although it is a lot more distracting when I'm trying to deal with like watching a window, making sure I'm in frame, making sure all this is happening. That is distracting. It's distracting, and it definitely it doesn't help. I think once I get more comfortable with it, my normal ability to just deliver off the cuff hypnosis is going to be right there where it normally is. Because I am beyond comfortable doing hypnosis now. It's more just the stream elements add distraction and a lot of worry. Is this working correctly? That's more where I'm at a lot of the time. Maxed out my non-existent credit card. I can do cleaning, however. Okay. Yes. Yeah, well, I feel like, here at the Spiral Cafe, if you can't pay your tab, you get hypnotized and put on dishes. I feel like that's just kind of how it goes. You will pay your tab one way or the other. We will get your compensation, and if it means that we pull you into the private room, trance you out, and put you on dishes for a while, until you're paid off, that can work. Heck yeah, after work vibes. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like Headmaid could also be one of those cool people who, like, once front of house is closed, right? Once all the esteemed guests have left, I feel like they'd be one of the cool managers who are like, we can eat the leftover stuff because we're not going to have, we're going to need to serve and make everything fresh the next day. We're not going to serve day old pastries and other stuff like that. So I feel like the head maid would definitely be somebody who offered the pastries. Because I mean, if you're already so wonderfully obedient to the head maid, you're not going to cross the head maid and do anything like try to set stuff aside or save things or not give the esteemed guests what they want so that you could get access to the pastries at the end of the day. No. We're all cool. We're chill. And yeah, you get a little treat at the end of the day. You get to eat whatever pastries are left over. Continuously long bill. Yeah, I'm gonna start looking like a CVS receipts over here. Yeah, and then it's like when Mr. Krabs has a hotel, it's just like the bill shows up and it's just like breathing fee, tailor fee, dry cleaning fee, the cuteness tax, the adorable fee, like all of these fees that just show up out of nowhere. That could be funny too. Just this absolutely long bill with these weird absorbent fees, the hypnosis fee, all that sort of stuff. All right, check in once again. How is everyone feeling in terms of tranciness and any lingering feelings? I want to make sure that all those suggestions are up and off, making sure you no longer feel like you're going to go out and buy a maid dress right this second, because I don't think that should be the case. Are you enjoying yourself? Yeah, well. Yeah. Here's your bill. Class breaking. Yeah. Wait. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, my hand tracking is having one hell of a time right now, but it's good. Wow, those little kitties in boxes. Very nice. All right. Well, at this point, I think we're just about ready to wrap up stream. So again, all the suggestions today were temporary. If anything's lingering or falling around that you don't want, just know that everything was temporary and it will dissipate with time. Suggestions only have as much power as you give them, and without reinforcement, oftentimes they just dissipate on their own. So if there are any lingering feelings, like the warmth or the pleasant feelings that you were given the option to hold on to, just know that you can hold on to them as long as you'd like, and that if you need to let them go, you can easily do so. You can easily let go of any suggestions you want. Hypnosis is very much something that the subject holds the most power in the dynamic. Something that you can always reject suggestion, let go of suggestion. It only has the amount of power that you give it. So the fact that these were all temporary, let them fall away even more, even after the stream ends. Hold on to any of those pleasant, warm feelings that you want, and everything else will, dissipate in due time. Give me this cafe 3 stars. You better change that. We have a perfect record. We have a perfect record of 5 stars, Skisky. Change it. Put it back. Might buy one anyway, but yeah. Giving this cafe 3 stars. Yeah, no. No, we coming back for research. Yes. Come back. Be a esteemed guest again. Join us. Join us. Yeah. Skisky, you will be hearing from my lawyers if you do not remove the 3 star. For legal reasons, that's a joke, but seriously, 5 stars, please. 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 It really helps out. Please. Please. You wouldn't make me cry, would you? You wouldn't make me cry on stream. You wouldn't make me tear up. You didn't like my cafe? You didn't like my stream? You're gonna give us 3 stars? That's so mean. I'm sorry, I'll make it up to you. Please. Yeah, I'll start crying. I'll start bawling. Fix it. That's all I'm saying. This world actually doesn't have cakes. Oh, also, shoot, I forgot. There was a feather duster. I completely forgot about this. Hold on. Before I go, better clean up chat's dusty ass, yeah. 5 stars. Yay, we're getting 5 stars. See? Don't trust 5-star ratings, but 4. You know what? Fine. Yeah, Skissy, you can be the 1 3-star rating that everyone clowns on. Actually, that is a good point. Yeah, honestly, if I see something with too many 5 stars or only a few 5 stars, then yeah, that is a little bit untrustworthy. That's a little bit more like bot account. You know what? Yep, Skisky, 3-star can stay, and everyone will clown on it, and it'll help our ratings. So let me just dust your dusty ass here. I completely forgot it. This was in the world. I should have used it more. That would have been more funny. There was chocolate cake. No, actually, yeah, this world doesn't have cake. I don't know. It's very much like a very simple world. You know what? Here, before we log off, let's see. All right, hold the phone. All right, let's take this. We're going on an adventure to the back room. Not the back rooms, not plural. But yeah, this is an interesting world. It's not the most complete, but you can kind of see they've got teapots and cups. They've got fucking Heinz ketchup bottles for whatever reason. Bowls of cherries, which are cool, I guess. They do have like, yeah, lemon water, or if, I don't know exactly what that is. It almost looks like little mandarin oranges in a thing. Then they have boba tea. They have like buttered toast, or honestly, I don't even know if it's butter. It looks more like mustard. It's like this world doesn't have a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh, the teapot and cups will work just fine for some stuff, but like everything else is just kind of like an odd assortment. So I was just like, I like the vibes. I like the atmosphere. I like how there's like a back office that I can move into to do like the intro. But this place really didn't have a lot. But yeah, it's like, that's where I was like, oh shoot, snacks. Cherries it'll be, because I think also if I pick up the toast, it like, the toast has physics. That's the other thing. I'll buy you some next time, yeah. Boba tea, yeah. Milkshakes and cake. Miss Headmaid, next time, apply us with the drinks first, then Zonkas. Yeah, true. I was struggling. I hate how mirrored everything is on stream, because I think when I grabbed the teapot, I was holding it backwards the whole time, and I'm like, it's because I grabbed it in like the mirrored space and didn't realize which hands they were in. But yeah, true. I'll be more of service next time. Get things set up. Maybe even like have a nice, pretty display in front of us so that I can be like, here, I already brought you snacks. I already brought you everything. See, this table's all set, and then zonk you out. So that is good feedback. Got to know the secret menu. I don't know what the secret menu might be. Let's see. But yeah, the toast, for whatever freaking reason, let me grab this again. The toast, for whatever reason, has physics of its own. So like when you grab the toast, boop, You can literally just fling it. So it's like really hard to serve without it like just like falling off the goddamn plate. So, but now you have a frisbee. The Roomba just ate it and said, "Nom." Hold on. I can feed the Roomba. I can feed the Roomba. Wait. Go back. I need you to eat the toast. I need to grab the toast. Come on. Grab the toast. All right, we're going to feed the Roomba. And sorry for the orientation of the camera. This is very much me trying to chase this thing. So it eats things and says lines. Alrighty. Let's see. You missed the hypnosis, you did. Always miss the fun stuff. You know what? That's the fun part, is that we save the VOD of all of these. So you can go back and watch the hypnosis part. You can experience it over and over again. You didn't miss it live. You might have missed it live, but it's still there. You can still experience it. So yeah. Takes Maid training to deliver the toast on that plate. Yes, very much. Roomba hungers for virtual toast. It fucking reminds me of like, what is that? Nunu. Anybody? Any Teletubbies enjoyers out there? That's probably gonna reveal a lot more about my age, but there was this vacuum character in Teletubbies called Nunu, and it basically just like sucked everything up, and eating toast with a vacuum reminds me of fucking Nunu from Teletubbies with fucking Tubby toast. So yes, feed the Roomba more. It must consume. Speak to the manager because I already spoke to the manager. Yes, I'm a motherfucking manager. All right. Again for research and to get some refreshments. Yeah, that is true. Yes, you can go back and watch it. I know, and you can still chat here if you'd like for a while. Tubby Custard, we do have some enjoyers. Let's go. Yes, that shit was fucking weird. Oh, they've got like televisions on their fucking chest. The sun is a baby, and they're in some weird like pocket dimension that's like a rolling green hill. They've got their own bunker, and it's just weird. It's a weird show, let's be real. Although Dipsy's pretty sick, just puts on a cow print hat and starts busting moves. It's great. Oh my god, flashback. Okay, all right, I'm not too out of line. Poe killed somebody for Tubby Custard, yes. Yes. Yeah, shanked a bitch, and then rode away on their scooter. The sun baby is an adult. Yeah, let that sink in. Fuck. How did we get on Teletubbies from feeding a fucking Roomba toast? This is, yeah. Yeah, welcome to the kind of chaotic energy that comes from a string stream. All right, before we get too far into other weird topics and reminiscing, I think we're going to end it here. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. Thank you all for being here, for participating, for helping and sticking with me through my first ever hypnosis stream. So glad to have you all here. Maybe the head maid will make a return. Maybe you'll get to be a nice maid for me again. Maybe next time you see this Spiral Café will have upgraded its venue, redecorated, gotten a new menu. Okay, the Roomba just ate something else. But yeah, I think this was wonderful. It was very revealing for me. I got to see a lot of my new elements, like the new chat box, and we didn't get to quite see the alert box, but that'll be around. And then also some of the new overlays, as you saw at the beginning, starting soon, and we'll be right back. So really glad to do all this. Really glad to have you all here. Thank you all so much for watching. And for those who missed, for those who weren't here for the hypnosis portion, there'll be the VOD, so you'll be able to go back and watch it and experience all the fun suggestions as much as you'd like, knowing that they're temporary and knowing that it's just kind of a fun scene to get absorbed into. But thank you, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the pizza. And if you hadn't gotten any yet, I'm not liable. I'm not legally obligated. So, or I blame somebody else for stealing it all. All right, farewell, Maid Strings. This is worth the hype. Yay, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. Yeah, new Avi reveal, a new asset reveal, new stream elements revealed. Very, very fun. Lovely stream. Might make cupcakes if there's another Maid stream. Yes, make some cupcakes, and then you can have a snack, a real snack, right in front of you while you watch and listen. Bye bye. All right, Miss Headmaid, have a good day. Thank you. You as well. You're all off the clock. Congratulations. You made it through the initial contact with the Headmaid, and whether you remained a esteemed guest, a patron of the Spiral Cafe, or you have now joined our ranks, I'm sure we'll be seeing you around. We'll be seeing more of each other. Should definitely do a full-on VR event of this sometime. That would be peak. Yes, I think there has been a Maid Cafe event at VR Hypnotic, and I'm fairly certain they're going to do one again. Perhaps I even plan that or kick that off, and that way you can meet with the headmaid in person. It would be very fun, and that way I can hypnotize you even more personally, and even have some of the suggestions last a bit longer, and maybe even put you to work. Who knows? Very, very fun. So VR Hypnotic again, if people haven't gotten the memo already, and one at the beginning we were joking about how many plugs could we get for VR Hypnotic. VR Hypnotic is a Discord server and a VR chat group that is all about hypnosis education and having a safe place for meetups, getting to meet people, to do sessions with people, to learn about hypnosis. So yeah, and they hold events from educational workshops to just hypnotic hangouts and everything else in between. So definitely would love to have you stop by and keep an eye out there, because yeah, maybe we might do a Maid stream at some point. And I might need to just pick up a different focusing method, because you can kind of see focusing kind of coming into my face every now and again and then back to the background. I might need to fix that at some point. But second VR Hypnotic plug, of course, before we head out. See you again whenever the time stream permits. Excellent. All right. You should do an event. Yeah. We'll think about it. We'll definitely start doing some scheming and some planning. But until next time, thank you all for being here. And of course, the stream is there for you to go back and watch if you want to experience that little bit again. All right. Thank you again, everybody. Goodbye.